Hey guys, what is up? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to Tiffmas. So today we are going to make some bariatric style desserts. These are so good, you guys. I am so excited to share these with you guys. I honestly was not expecting these to turn out the way that they did, but they came out amazing. So I do have a couple brands that I work with. One of them is Gen Pro and the other one is a brand new one, which is Bariatric Pal. If you are in the bariatric community, I'm sure you guys have heard of this website, Bariatric Pal. You can get pretty much anything that you need for bariatric surgery from this website. You can get your vitamins from here. You can get anything that you really need. This is not like a paid sponsorship or anything like that. I'm just a partner with them, and I do have a discount code for them. All of that will be in the description, as well as there is like a little code on the screen. But yeah, so I will have everything that is used in this video that you can find on their website linked below, as well as the recipes typed out down below. Okay, so the first thing we're making is a strawberry cheesecake salad, and I didn't realize that I made two cheesecake things. I actually thought I was like being diverse, but my family really likes cheesecake, and it is what it is. So the first thing I'm doing is crushing up these pretzels. The recipe actually says to get stick pretzels, but I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna grab these pretzels, and they were really hard to crush up, so I recommend getting stick pretzels. I used a potato masher, which it didn't make it any easier, for being honest. I put in some monk fruit sweetener and the butter that the recipe called for and mixed that together, sprayed my pan, and put that in the oven that was preheated at 350 for 10 minutes and let that bake. And I actually made my other crust while I, had the oven on, but the way I have this video set up, I didn't show that. Okay, so now going into the cheesecake filling. So this is the best cheesecake filling that is low carb, sugar free, that I have ever tried. Like 10 out of 10, if you are just making a cheesecake like that you want to try that's sugar free, I recommend this recipe right here. So this is fat-free Cool Whip, or you could use light Cool Whip, sugar-free Cool Whip, whatever you want. I prefer fat-free. Monk fruit sweetener, cream cheese, some vanilla. It was delicious, and I think I put some vanilla in there. I don't think the original recipe calls for vanilla, but I put it in there because I'm a vanilla fiend. And I also threw in some Gen Pro because I'm always looking to put in protein in places, because this makes it a bariatric dessert. You are always looking to put protein in places that you wouldn't be thinking to put it normally. Put that protein in there, baby. You need it. So now it's a bariatric approved dessert. So this was delicious. I love this protein because you can't even taste it. I think I put a little bit over a half a cup. I put what was in there and then I mixed it up. And honestly, you literally cannot taste the protein. 10 out of 10. And I just went ahead and layered on my cheesecake filling or whatever. So after bariatric surgery, bowls like this are so heavy. This bowl was so heavy I could barely hold it up. I take a break and pick it back up and pour the rest of it in. I went ahead and just smoothed it out, and I put it in the fridge for 2 hours. Set it and forget it, leave it alone. Don't wait 30 minutes and then put the other topping on top of it and then be like, oh, what happened? Leave it alone. You gotta let it set, or it's just gonna mess it up. Recipe calls for fresh strawberries. I used frozen strawberries. I let them thaw out on the stove while the stove was heating up. And to be honest, I think this turned out better than it would have with fresh strawberries. There's this little juice that comes with frozen strawberries that wouldn't have happened with fresh strawberries, okay? Don't come at me. So I cut these up, and then I went ahead and made my Jello. You know how to make Jello, okay? sugar-free Jello, hot water, mix it, cold water, mix it, put your cut up strawberries and the little juice together, you know, yum yum. Everything in one bowl. We're gonna go ahead and splash this all over my counter first, and then we're gonna figure out, oh, we don't have a spoon, so we're gonna go ahead and get it lower to the actual dish, and finally pour it into the little dish and get that all around. Carefully put it in the fridge and set it overnight. The next morning, it's semi-frozen because my fridge is like that. So this was delicious. This was a 10 out of 10. The plating was a little interesting. I wasn't expecting the filling to kind of, I don't know, not be like hard like cheesecake, I guess. The filling, it's like a salad. So it's actually called Jello salad. So be aware of that. And it's definitely going to be Jello on top. I don't know why I didn't think that it was going to be like a Jello on top, but I don't know. So it was definitely a 10 out of 10. It's delicious. I recommend 100%. But also don't eat too much of this because there's a lot of sugar-free sweeteners, if you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying here? So anything that's sugar-free, don't eat too much of it. But this is delicious. So now we're going into our cheesecake. We're starting with our almond flour crust. So to be quite honest, this tasted more like a sugar cookie than it tasted more like a crust. Me and my mom both kind of agreed on this. So if you're looking for a sugar cookie recipe, this is it. If you're looking for an almond or like a crust for like a pie, this isn't it. It was good. It just wasn't what we were looking for a pie crust. You know what I mean? Basically, the recipe was just flour, butter, and sugar. Well, as far as sugar goes for us, monk fruit. And vanilla, because I put vanilla in everything. And salt. And mix that until it forms into like a dough ball, and then you spray your little pie crust and go ahead and put that in your pan. If you don't have like a huge pie pan like I do, you're gonna want to half this recipe. I actually doubled the recipe because I have a huge pie pan. I don't know why we have such a big pie pan. Maybe this is a normal one, but I feel like this is just an absurd pie pan for some reason. Pie dish, I guess. I don't know if it's a pan, but whatever. It's huge. Patted that into my pan. So the easiest way that I found to do this was to spray my hands with cooking spray and then pat it into the pan. Also, make sure you spray your pan with cooking spray so it doesn't stick. So didn't realize that this was the same, pretty much the same cheesecake recipe, and I'm actually really glad it was. So I just pretty much went ahead and added peanut butter to this recipe and some brown sugar. This was scrumdiddlyumptious. Once again, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Go ahead and put this into our pie crust that we baked for 20 minutes. I probably should have baked this for a little bit longer. It needed a little bit more, but it was fine. Tasted like a sugar cookie. So this is our filling. This was a delicious filling. Loved it. So I went ahead and put this in my pie crust, and then I flattened it out. These Reese's cups and put those babies on top. These were delicious. I love these things. Recommend them. If you want to use real Reese's, go ahead. Honestly, real Reese's don't taste that good to me anymore, so these work just fine. You could use whatever Reese's, sugar-free Reese's you want to. I just prefer the Lily's brand. There is our delicious peanut buttery masterpiece. I cannot recommend this enough. If you want to use a graham cracker crust, go ahead. I would recommend that over this almond flour crust, to be quite honest. Honestly, carbs aren't the enemy, so I'm just saying. I just did that because I thought it would be a better option, but next time I'm just going to use a graham cracker crust. Okay, that is all. So I went ahead and plated this up. I added a little dilly dollop of my little spray ready whipped cream, and in this house we love that whipped cream. Alright, you guys, well, that is all I have for you today. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and I will definitely make some more before Christmas, so you guys can go out and get these ingredients for Christmas. These recipes were actually really good. I'm a little surprised. I wasn't expecting them to be as good as they are. If you guys try them, tag me on Instagram or TikTok. Let me know how you like them, and I want to see if you guys make them. They were surprising. I really liked them. Just so you guys know, everything will be linked down below, and I am also working with Bariatric Pal now. I am super excited. Everything that I can find on their website will also be linked down below. And yeah, I'm so excited for the future, and that's all I have for you guys today. So I love you, and I will be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.